welcome to Unews. I'm Carolina Sarassa. Happy Thursday, and thank you for being with us today. We begin in Washington, where 24 Republican lawmakers stormed a closed-door hearing Wednesday, calling for transparency. Democrats and Republicans are trying to distract from explosive testimony against the president. Lorraine Casares has more details.
The reason why that comment from Matt Whitaker is so interesting is because Congress approved abuse of power as one of the 3 articles of impeachment against former President Richard Nixon. Carolina, back to you.
Thank you, Lorraine, for that report. A judge has given the State Department 30 days to release Ukraine-related records, including communications between Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Rudy Giuliani. Pompeo said, quote, "I saw a headline. I have not seen the ruling, but I can assure the American people that their State Department always complies with everything. There's no reason to think we will do anything different here." And now to a big hearing on Capitol Hill. Mark Zuckerberg under fire from lawmakers taking heat for the company's record on hate speech, privacy, and fake political ads. Those questions at times leaving the Facebook founder speechless. National Archives and Records Administration has launched an investigation into the Commerce Secretary uses of private email for official business. The latest on Syria. The president on Wednesday saying he's proud of the U.S. brokered ceasefire agreement, angering critics who say he provoked the violence. Pablo Gato has the details from Washington, D.C. Pablo, for that report. Congressman Tim Ryan is dropping out of the race for president. Ryan says he plans to run for re-election in his Ohio. Another major story we are following. California once again at the mercy of wildfire season. Evacuations are already underway and some customers have already had their power shut off for precautionary reasons. Michelle Jurado has more. Meanwhile, the Kincaid fire is causing havoc north of San Francisco. Evacuation orders are in place in Sonoma County, affecting nearly 600 households. From Northern California to Southern California, where LA firefighters were stationed overnight, ready to fight a fire that was mostly contained earlier this week. Officials are concerned that the blaze could soon spark up. Rafael Rodriguez has the story. Next, a city in New Mexico where children in the U.S. are being covered by government insurance programs for lower-income families. The Trump administration says more parents are getting jobs and getting off Medicare and the CHIP program. But statistics show there might be other reasons too. Luis Mejid has more. A shocking new lawsuit alleges an agent repeatedly raped a Honduran woman in Connecticut over the course of 7 years. According to the suit, the agent told the victim she would be deported if she didn't comply with his demands. David Romo has more details. In California, Governor Gavin Newsom has pardoned 3 immigrants who are facing possible deportation. All 3 served their sentences, and according to the governor's office, transformed their lives. As Jaime Garcia reports, nonetheless, the decision is controversial. Next, a car crash. And welcome back to Unews. A terrifying close call. An alleged drunk driver almost killing a family in a crosswalk, but a crash saved them. Jorge Hernandez has the story and the incredible video. We have Ulises Betancourt with us now. Ulises is the father that is seen crossing the streets with his wife and his baby. Thank you, Ulises, for your time. In Louisiana, the developer of a collapsed hotel in New Orleans is facing 2 lawsuits. The families of 2 workers who were killed and are seeking damages for pain, suffering, and other emotional distress from losing their loved ones. The developers are already facing another lawsuit from Texas to Florida, where allegations of assault at a haunted house by one female customer have investigators looking into her serious claims. Ricardo Rambari has more details on this story. New details. The body of dictator Francisco Franco was exhumed today from his prominent resting place in Madrid before being transferred to a more discreet private site in the northern part of the city. And now to Mexico for more on a huge bust in the capital city. Officers raided a gang's secret bunker and found drugs, money, and weapons and stolen vehicles. Nidia Cavazos has the details. Up next, the city of Los Angeles is fighting climate change. City workers are coating streets in white paint, trying to keep temperatures under control. As Grecia Lester reports, that technique can drop the temperature by 11 to 13 degrees. At the end of the summer, monarch butterflies leave the cold winters of Canada and the U.S. and begin a long journey to Mexico. As Paulina Gomez explains, because of climate change and other factors, that migration is now under threat.
In the last several years, Mexico has seen a 90% reduction in monarch butterflies migrating. Its lowest point was 2 years ago when only between 2 and 3 million monarch butterflies migrated to Mexico.
And in health news, a study says people who are sleep deprived have... The Washington Nationals are just 2 wins away from their first ever World Series win. After crushing the Astros Wednesday night, they're bringing the championship to their house for the first time ever. Rudy Marungi has more. A new study suggests that rats can be taught how to drive. Researchers at the Univision really enjoy seeing those images. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Hasta mañana.